Hey everyone, on today's episode of Huber Syndrome, we're talking about 2018, the year of dreams, the year of hype, a really, really, really good year for video games. Let's talk about them. Hey everyone, welcome to the show. It's good to be back. It's 2019. You know what is very close. We're not even gonna say it because it's too close. Push that aside for a sec. We're talking about 2018. It was a heck of a year for video games, and I want to kick it off with some single-player games. They live. Not the John Carpenter movie. Single-player games. Living. The year was phenomenal for single-player video games. They are alive and kicking and thriving. Obviously, God of War. One of the greats. Legendary game. Just what they did with this character, what they did with Kratos, how relatable and human they made him feel. Of course, the entire, just the way you traversed through this video game. It was an open world, but it never felt like it never felt like I was, searching under things. Like, yeah, there's searching in the game, but it just felt so focused. It wasn't a big checklist. It was a journey, an epic journey. God of War. Next up for single player games, Dragon Quest XI, out of control. I'm like 60 hours in to this game, and it is just a joy and a privilege to play. It's got honestly one of my favorite turn-based combat systems of all time. Draft your tweets, write it down. I'm not kidding around here. Just the strategy that you have to employ on some of these bosses is out of control. There's so many things to keep track of. Do I buff up one character's attack, or do I buff everyone's defense by a little bit? Do I sub in different party members, at the beginning of a fight to kind of get some buffs going around? Just so much to think about. It's got great characters, great story, and the part I'm at right now is quite a turning point for the game, and I'm excited to see it through. The Dragon of Dojima also had a hell of a year. Kiwami 2, Song of Life, just the best this series has ever been. And obviously Yakuza 0, of course. But it's just crazy to believe that 2018 it was basically the year of the dragon. Yakuza blew up in a way that I never saw coming, thanks in large part to 0. But Kiwami 2 and 6 are absolutely, without a doubt, some of the best entries in this franchise. And it was just a wonderful thing to be a part of. And of course, let's not forget Zippin' as Spider-Man. Single-player games just owning it up in 2018. So many good ones. Then Assassin's Creed Odyssey we haven't even talked about. Assassin's Creed Odyssey is just a joy to go through that world. It is like a greatest hits of Assassin's Creed. You got assassinating high-value targets. You got some shadowy organizations. You got some naval combat. And ancient Greece was just a joy to explore. And circling back to Spider-Man as well, just zipping through New York City was one of the most fun things I did in my life in 2018. Is that too bold of a statement? Think of everything you did in 2018. Does it stack up to zipping in Spider-Man? Does it? All right, next on the list, if you don't like playing single-player games, there were a ton of online games in 2018. Online gaming in 2018 took up a lot of my time, thanks in part, obviously, to Fortnite. 2018, the year of Fortnite, it took over the world there for a few months. It still has the world in its grasp, but Fortnite, I didn't see this coming. I didn't see it coming from a mile away, how obsessed I would become with this game. It is just gaming comfort food. I can hop into Fortnite and hang out with my friends and not have to fully commit, I think of something like Persona 5, where I boot it up and it's like, all right, get ready, emotional investment, mental investment here, getting ready for it. Whereas Fortnite, hanging out with some buds, doing challenges, weekly challenges. I'm not even trying to win, not even trying to shoot other people. I've got no quarrel. I'm just trying to dance under some Christmas trees. Next, of course, the Battle Royale genre was just a huge part of the year, and Call of Duty had their little spin on it with Blackout. Loved Call of Duty Black Ops. Not just the Blackout mode, the Battle Royale mode too. I just loved its multiplayer as well. Some of the class-based stuff. Didn't play it as much though as some of these other games on my list because I didn't really have anyone to play with. I should have given some shout-outs on Twitter to all of you allies to sync up, squad up in Call of Duty, because I was kind of in there just on my own. But that even syndromes me to another point where Call of Duty has always been my favorite online game that I play alone, you know? Because who are we fooling, you know? You squad up in that game, it's everyone for themselves. Kill-death ratio, it's all anyone cares about. Which brings me to a pleasant surprise. Battlefield 5. Talked about it on the last episode a little bit with Brad Ellis. Battlefield 5 kind of stalled out with its updates. You know, as I filmed that episode with Brad, they had some huge updates, some crazy changes. It's been a few weeks. Granted, it was the holidays. But I would like to see Battlefield 5 have a few more updates because this snail's pace with these updates right now is just brutal because the game's pretty rough still. But aside from a few hiccups here and there with the game, stability-wise and balancing issues, aside from that, the foundation of Battlefield 5 is amazing. Unlike Call of Duty, this is a game where I just need to play with my friends. I need to be in a tank with Brad Ellis fixing the track. You know, we got tanks, people, planes shooting at us, blowing things up. Brad's out there just like, we're almost fixed, we're almost out of here. I love it. I've loved Battlefield since the original 1942, and I continue to just love that franchise because of bonds. And what game gave us the best bonds of the year? Monster Hunter World. I had never played a Monster Hunter before. This was my first time, and that community just opened wide and said, come on and slay some beasts. Monster Hunter World. And it was awesome too because the campaign was pretty soloable, which I really appreciated. So when we weren't doing weekly hunts, when I couldn't ally up with Brad or Ian or Ben, and I wanted to just go through the campaign, I still had that option. So it was just a great balance. You know me, I'm always down for some co-op hype, and Monster Hunter World had some of the best co-op of the year, without a doubt. I mean, online, it's just out of control. There's so many games we're talking about here. The list goes on and on. We're talking about Super Smash Bros. Ultimate just snuck in at the end of the year. Talk about multiplayer. Little couch versus hype. You're probably sick of hearing about it. Who knows? Everyone. My fellow allies get nervous for bringing up Smash Brothers too much, and I say, bring it on. Keep talking about it. If you love it, talk about it. That's what, if you love something, talk about it, live it, love it. The rest is fine. Now this next category, I thought I'd shake things up. So we had some crazy single player games, crazy online games. Didn't bring up Red Dead Redemption 2, of course. We'll be talking about that on Goaties, I'm sure, but that was kind of in the middle too, where it's like this huge single player campaign that I just loved and adored. But then there's also multiplayer. Crazy lawless multiplayer. I was gonna be an outlaws for life in Red Dead Redemption 2, but everyone is just out of control. So we need law and order. We need sheriffs in Red Dead 2 online. We need to keep the peace. Like, it's just nuts in there. So crazy, crazy game. But this next category was games I didn't play. Games I didn't play, I'm sure you have some too. I'm sure you have a ton out there. Because as we keep going through these years, the backlog just keeps building and building and building and building. You know, there are no off years for games anymore. The last one was like 2014. It's just been non-stop with amazing games, amazing movies, amazing TV shows. So here's some games I didn't even play that came out last year that are just on the list and deserve a nod. Banner Saga 3 came out. I mean, the Banner Saga trilogy, like, it happened. Kickstarter, I love Kickstarter. I love it. What a beautiful invention. Whoever invented Kickstarter, thank you so much. Thank you, Kickstarter. But Banner Saga 3 came out. I've only finished Banner Saga 1. So I still gotta go through 2 to even get to 3. But it is something that I want to do so badly. I have 2 already installed on my PS4, ready to go. I'm ready to play. Just the time has not hit. There's always something, you know how it is. Mega Man 11, a game that I played at E3 with Ben Moore and came away saying was simply perfect. Didn't even get to play that. Didn't get to play the Castlevania remaster, like Rondo of Blood. I want to go through that. I know that's not a new game, but I've never played Rondo of Blood. Just Symphony of the Night, which is one of the greats. So many games. Another one, Strange Brigade. Wanted to play this. Looked like really jolly co-op from the makers of Sniper Elite. Passed me by. I feel like the window on that is closed too. Let me know, chat. Let me know what the deal is with Strange Brigade. Looks awesome.
Only one group of heroes remains fearless in the face of unspeakable ancient evil.
Also, this little adventure game looked great. Came out last year called Unavowed. You're like a cop that gets taken over by a demon. Looked really cool. Also, Frostpunk. PC Gamer was hyping this up. Simulation game where you need to make hard choices. It's like a snowy wasteland, and it's kind of a city management survival game trying to keep your city alive. Frostpunk. It looked awesome. I want to play it. No time. Also, Valkyria Chronicles 4 on Frame Trap. Ben and Bossman were just hyping it up so much, and I had this quote. I said, Valkyria Chronicles 1 is my favorite game that I've never played. I've never played the first one, but I know in my heart I will just adore it and love it. So obviously I didn't play 4 because I haven't played 1, but, you know, just a gift. Valkyria Chronicles 4 is a gift, and I feel bad for not playing it and giving it its time, you know? It hurts.
Have to believe in our goal and keep moving.
We will live to see Hoffen again.
And lastly, talking about gifts, Pillars of Eternity 2. Still haven't played Pillars of Eternity 1. Just game, you know, I think it's more frustrating when you know you're going to love something. You know you're gonna love it. A game, a movie, a show, but you just haven't watched or played it. And it's frustrating. It's like, I know I'm gonna love Pillars, but finding 50 or 60 hours, you know, on top of everything is just, it's hard sometimes. Better too much than not enough. Think about the bounty of games we just talked about. Still, you know, shout out to remasters. So much remaster hype. Shenmue 1 and 2 came out, made it so easy to catch up for Shenmue 3, which comes out. And that's what I love. The remasters' ability to come and help players get caught up on franchises. Devil May Cry, the trilogy came out on current gen. I know it had already come out on last gen consoles, but even there, that's available. Tropical Freeze, Redemption, never too late to play Tropical Freeze. And another big one too, Bayonetta 1 and 2 came out on Switch. Now everyone can get caught up for 3. Just a really good year for remasters. Wanted to throw that out there.
I'm getting a little tired of these weaklings they keep throwing at me.
So that's it. That was 2018 in a nutshell. Get hyped for our goaties coming soon. I know it seems like a little while, you know, I was a little bummed and a little, my brain was going because I was looking at every website out there. I was on IGN, I was on GameSpot and Eurogamer and even a PC Gamer magazine. It had already been printed and delivered. They all had goaties. They all were talking about goaties. They even already did, you know, things to look forward to in 2019. It was like all that stuff was like just ready to go. Boom. Christmas vacation, holiday vacation, it's all out there. And Easy Allies were a little slower, but it's gonna pay off because everyone has taken this time to play many of the nominees. You know, just last night, I finished The Missing. And that's a really good video game. But yeah, just last night I got to finish that. So everyone's been playing everything. You know, I saw on Slack a couple more allies beat Red Dead 2. So it is taking a little bit longer to get our goaties up, but it is going to be worth it because everyone is prepared and ready to go. But that's it for the episode. Hope you liked it. Hope you had a really great 2018. It was such a great year for video games and, you know, of course, movies and just entertainment in general. There's a lot of good stuff out there. Only a few more of these until we do it.
It's time for the syndrome.
Yo, I didn't know where to put these in the episode because they kind of bleed over into 2019, but they're from 2018. Walking Dead final season and Life is Strange 2. Just episodic goodness. You know, The Walking Dead has redemption because it got canceled. Telltale shut down, but they're going to continue it. Really excited to stream the rest of that with you as we go through it'll be our first time through. So that's a really fun stream. And of course, Life is Strange 2 has a long way to go, but it had such a good start with episode 1. I cannot wait. And you know my love for Metroidvania games. It had what a year for Metroidvania. We had a whole episode on it, but Guacamelee and Castlevania and Bloodstained and Hollow Knight. That was the one I was searching there. Hollow Knight Syndrome.